Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your total lunar eclipse, November 8th, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. Letting ourselves embrace the energy of the divine, God, Source, Spirit, however you say it, however you see it. This meditation and cleansing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now just to center us, may God, Divinity, bless these cards and bless this reading as we move forward. So we're going to be seeing the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is a 7 of Wands. Now, Cancer, it can feel that we're having a lot of people that we're coming up against, a lot of arguments that need to be faced, a lot of things that are pulling our energy in a direction that necessarily we are not too thrilled upon, meaning that there can be arguing, there can be discord, there can be frustrations, but it's some sort of negative energy that puts us in the fight instead of flight mode. So this is something to be mindful of, because with this full moon, which is in Taurus, it's in 16 degrees Taurus, we are going to find that whatever we focus on is what comes to be. So whether this energy is positive or whether this energy is negative that we're focusing on, it will manifest more within our lives, which can be the exact opposite of what we want. Now, the full moon and the total lunar eclipse, they bring about closure. They bring about completion, things coming to an end. And we're going to find, because the sun is in Scorpio, things that have been in the dark are going to be brought to the light. Because Scorpio is complex, while Taurus is much more straightforward. Taurus wants to be able to see it, feel it, touch it, understand it, feet on the ground, plant it into the earth type of energy. Scorpio is more complex around the emotions, around the secrets of things. So what is in the dark is going to be brought to the light. Now it's telling us that we're going to need to, during this time, go into the darkness. So we need to be mindful of that energy, that energy here of, I need to fight. Like, I need to fight because I'm going into this darkness. We can really feel like, okay, need to armor up. We can have 6 people who are opposing us, 6 people that we really feel, okay, or 6 times, or 6 things that we really feel that we're fighting during this time. Be aware of this. Now, what's interesting here is that the eclipse always happens near a lunar node. Now, here we're near the north lunar node. So as much as we're talking about endings with the full moon and with the eclipse, we are also very much brought to new beginnings. So we want to be very aware of not bringing this combative, angry, fighting energy into the new beginnings that we are manifesting. And though this full moon, is guiding us in a way that we don't really understand at times, it is also having us be much more real with ourselves than we have been before, much more open, much more honest. It brings us to seeing what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Oh, I love that we're crowned by the moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you them first off. I know people really want to see, here it says the moon, and then it has the number right up here. So we're crowned by the moon. Then we have the 8 of Swords, a little sword, and the 8. The Ace of Pentacles coming in, following the same theme. We have the King of Pentacles, and we have the 9 of Cups. So there is a wish being granted during this time. The moon is going to be showing us things that we hadn't really seen before, in ways that we hadn't looked at them before. So this is going to be a time where we might think, oh, is this right? Is this wrong? Am I moving the right way? Because we're brought out of our comfort zone. We tend to be, Cancer, a lot in our own mind during this time. What this moon will show us, and what this moon will really, okay, yeah, I'm just listening to Spirit too while talking. So when I pause, that's what's happening. So what Spirit is saying here is that the moon reveals secrets, okay? It's also Pisces energy. So if you have Pisces within your natal chart or Pisces in your life, that person can be a crowning energy during this time. They could take up a lot of our energy. That part of our personality can also really shine during this time. So depending which of it is for us is going to be very relevant for us to understand. With the 8 of Swords, we're in our own head. That's something that the moon is going to really show us. We're going to see this as we become more steady, more planted in the earth and in what we want. We start to see, oh, okay, I was making a mountain out of a molehill. I let my fear get the best of me. We're also going to see kind of, especially since we're water sign energies, where our imagination can really take hold. Remember, the moon, we are ruled by the moon, okay? So that's important to remember. But Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and that's our dreams. So that's coming forward. We're looking at, and we're taking a gift from, again, God, Source, Spirit, however you say it, however you see it. We're going to be taking this gift and bringing it into practicality. With the Ace of Pentacles, there is that gift of wealth and abundance and prosperity and success coming to us. There's also a sense of, I need to plant these seeds. What we can be doing is overthinking things. This is going to be a time, Cancer, when it's really good for us to act first and kind of really mull it over later. Like, we can think about it, sure, that's great, but we'll have a tendency to obsess. So making sure we assess that something is a good move for us. We look at it, we look at the risks, we weigh things, and then we go for it. That's going to be really important. It will be a very easy time for us to put everything on the back burner. There is a wish coming around an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The moon is in Taurus. So this can also be something that takes place at night, takes place within the shadows. And Spirit is saying it doesn't necessarily have to be at night. It can be in the wee hours of the morning. So just be aware of that here. There is this gift, again, that's coming in, this prosperity, this success, this bounty. Things are going to be much more logical. So we're going to be looking at things and wanting to weigh things, wanting to see things, wanting to understand it. We're going to want to know the whys and how comes. Because the king for me is much more practical than the queen. The queen will be around the emotions. The king will be, okay, how am I going to execute this? We're going to be looking at things and saying, how can I get out of my own head in order to execute what I want, what I need, and what I desire? Now, with the Ace of Cups, a wish is being granted, but we can also see somebody who has a lot who isn't willing to share. And that person, they're not necessarily going to share with us, but we are going to be learning from them or learning from what they have or how they've achieved in order to move forward. We also have to make sure that we're not holding ourselves up to unrealistic expectations or this sense of, well, if the person did this, then I have to do it exactly the same way. Spirit is saying, make things your own, take your own spin. I don't know if you guys ever watched, Mom would always buy all these videos for us to watch as kids. And it was Andy Bandyman. And I don't know, magical musical, songhouse or whatever. And he tried to be too much. He was a fantastic one-man band, but he tried to be a ballerina, and he tried to be in an orchestra, and he tried to do all these things that he wasn't fantastic at and that he didn't know because he was so enchanted by them. And then he wound up just making a mess of sound. That's what Spirit's saying, is to be very mindful of here, that we can make a mess of things if we're looking and saying, well, I want everybody else's gifts to be mine, or I have to be like this because they're being successful, and I have to be like this because they're being successful, and we're forgetting to be as ourselves. There's a practicalness that we need to look at what we're planting, what we desire, and we need to get out of our own way, because it's going to be very easy for us to get muddled. Now, this moon is helping us see things, helping us see the way that we're tied to others, or the way that we, kind of trip up ourselves. So be aware of this. This moon is going to come with some truths that can hit us right between the eyes and be very, 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 very intense because we're seeing it. A wish granted comes forward, but it says here, share that wish, share what we desire, and don't hoard it to ourselves. This is kind of like, okay, my good fortune comes, and it comes to all of us. So be very aware of that. Now let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, I love it. The new moon in Cancer. I love it when the moon comes up in our own sign. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So what we're starting with here is the moon and the new moon in Cancer. Now, I know we're talking about a full moon eclipse, but again, whenever we come through represented by the moon, either the full moon or the new moon, it means that we're playing a powerful part. We're ruled by the moon. We feel the moon a lot more intensely than others do. And so here, it says you and your loved ones are safe. Things are going to be okay. We have a lot of worry that is coming to us. We have a lot of chaos that is around us. We can keep that energy going of that worry, that chaos, that hurt, that pain, that disappointment. And we can be absolutely wrapped up within it and held back by it. Or we can embrace the fact that we let go, and the fact that we let this moon guide us. We embrace the purity of the snow. And what I always think of when Spirit says to embrace the purity of the snow is right after a big snowfall, or right after a snowfall, when the whole world is quiet, and then the birds start to wake up, and their songs echo off, the snow, and it's so beautiful. There is a sense here of, okay, I need to embrace that meditation. This is a fantastic time for meditation if we can quiet our minds, if we can quiet ourselves. So be aware of this. It moves us to a path. Now, we're getting this gift, again, remember, from God's Source Spirit, we're getting this gift of prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. Are we going to plant it in our path? Are we going to move it forward with us? Or are we going to hold ourselves back and say, no, I can't do this. It has to be this way, or it has to be that way, and hold ourselves back from the blessings? Because divinity is showing that can be an option, that we are so overwhelmed or so uncertain that we think, oh no, this gift can't possibly come forward. I can't possibly come forward with this energy. It moves us to protection. Now, we can have an earth sign energy, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, that is very much protective within our lives. This person we see as strong and capable and assured and prosperous. So understand that energy here also. Understand that when Spirit is showing us being protected by bounty and abundance, is that we are setting ourselves forward in ways that we hadn't expected. We're also being much more realistic about things, much more down to earth about what is needed, where I need to go, what I need to do, how I'm going about this. This realization of a blessing coming, this realization of a wish being granted, comes in even though we know people have tried to break us and push us down. We know that it's been chaotic and angry and frustrating and overwhelming, but the blessing still comes. Now, it's going to come in a way that we're not anticipating. It's not going to present itself in a golden little box and say, okay, here's what's perfect for you. It's going to take time, and it's going to be us connecting with our own energy, with what we desire, with what we're needing, with what's important to us. And that opens up the door. That really does show us, wow, I thought I was being crushed. I thought I was being ignored or held back. And now I'm seeing that every hardship, pain, disappointment I had to walk through, because remember, we're going into the shadows, it comes back. I come back out of it stronger, more capable, more ferocious than I have in a very long time. And it's almost like we're coming back to a part of ourselves that we had thought we'd lost. We had thought, okay, the world got crazy. I'm never going to have that dream that I wanted. But what we're finding is that we were resilient to being crushed down. And we do have that dream coming in. We have power leading us forward by this moon. We are powerful. We are embracing what we need and what we want and what we desire. This moon is going to back us. It's going to help hold our heads up high, help hold us high in our regard for ourselves and what we love and what we need. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, the Seven of Swords. Okay? And I just heard the song. I hear it through the grapevine, and that's what Spirit is saying. There is something here about whispers and lies and, can you believe this person said this about you? Go back to the source if you can. Or step back from the gossip and do not let these people rip you down. Because somebody might be telling you in order to be nice and kind, they really have their own agenda at hand. It's not that they're making things up. They might be telling you the absolute truth, and they probably are. But what benefit does it have to you? Yes, knowing that you can't trust this person, you already know that. You're well aware. Just be very mindful of somebody spreading malicious gossip. It moves us to our subconscious Lunar message and tarot message. So it says here, hold to your vision and be patient. We have the star, which is Aquarius energy as well. So hold to your vision, be patient. Your wish is coming true. This is a real sense of what we've worked for, what we want. This is the Nine of Cups, but in a much more powerful way. Subconsciously, we know that things are changing. Subconsciously, we know that we're moving towards something better. We can get really frustrated and then really get into fight mode because it's not happening as quickly as we want it to. We're not moving in that direction as easily. So just be aware of this, that it can be very overwhelming for us during this time. And it can almost feel like the Scorpio energy of the sun is hiding things from us. And we're like, okay, I have to go deeper into this. I have to go deeper into this. Spirit saying, be calm and be gentle. But it's like, yes, go into the truth, but know that as you're diving deep into this, you'll find things that aren't necessarily beautiful. And say to yourself, okay, I need to stand in the here and the now. Going into the secrets, going into the lies. If we go too deep, we can feel like we're being destroyed. So just be aware of that. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, an embracing of our positive energy as we again embrace the divine, God, healing love, healing light that is around us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer, and may you have a blessed total lunar eclipse.